welcome back to my channel. I figured I was just sitting down with lunch and I had my check-in this morning, so why not go over it? It is 2:48. I feel like I have been working my freaking butt off. I know this is like a part-time job, but it's just so busy, and tomorrow I'm not working until like late afternoon. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything that needed my attention today and tomorrow morning just cleared, which was a lot. Like I said, I did my check-ins this week. I think it's week 15 or 16. I think it's 16. I'm feeling really, really good. I'm down 8 pounds since I started with her, which isn't anything crazy in 15 weeks. So it's about half a pound per week, which is not bad actually. It's very sustainable. And that's why I'm in such a good mood, is because hearing her go over my progress, I think just really puts everything into perspective for me. Like a half a pound a week, if someone was like, you're gonna lose a half a pound a week once you start with Val, I'd be like, great, that's very healthy, it's maintainable, it's not anything crazy, especially because I have done the other way where you just like lose a ton of weight every week and you're just constantly dropping, and that is not sustainable. I definitely did not keep that weight off. And she pointed out, which I love, that my progress that I've made, even though I took a month off from the gym, like barely moved, then I was super sick, like technically like not consistent in that 15 weeks, and not eating my macros, and then all the holidays, and then my period, and it's like I'm still tracking down, and that means I've built habits and a routine and macros that my body's really responding well to. So I feel like the more I talk about it, the giddier I get. I just feel really proud of myself, just because looking back at it, honestly, I would say like, no, I've been pretty stagnant. I'm not feeling good about myself, and just having that check-in meant so much to me. She basically was like, yeah, we're gonna go into a cut, but not really, just because I've been trending down and my digestion's kind of off right now, so we're trying to make sure that like my digestion's good and it's not due to food or anything before we kind of change anything. She pointed out like a lot of people, when they want to go into a cut, immediately up your cardio, which can mess with women's hormone imbalances, and then eating less, which like your body just adjusts to how much you're eating less, so you have to keep eating less and less, which I don't want to do either, because I'm not experiencing hunger and I'm still losing weight consistently. So, and I'm eating more. I'm eating more than I ever have consistently. And so she was saying that like the things she wants to focus on is I have to start taking magnesium, which ironically I already started taking magnesium like 3 days ago, so that was perfect timing. And then I have to drink a gallon of water every day, which I called myself out. I had not been drinking water at all. So are we surprised that she wanted us, all of us, to drink a gallon of water? No, I really need water. So aside from that, I would say the only thing that probably needs to be touched on is my sleep routine. I'm getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I'm not kidding. 10 hours of sleep. I've never slept like that in my life. But when I go to bed, it's so hit or miss. Like I think the earliest I went to bed in the last week was 10, and the latest was like 1:30. And then I'll wake up at like anywhere between 8 and 11. And when I woke up at 10:45, I was shook. That was Sunday, because I remember I ran out of the bedroom like throwing clothes on, and Justin was already awake, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I slept forever. Like I usually wake up so easily, so I was just really dumbfounded by that, but obviously my body needs it, and I feel like I'm really resting, which is so nice. I have a new program. I feel like I talked about this already. Did I? Potentially. If I'm repeating myself and you already saw this week's vlog, I'm sorry. So I'm having chicken and rice. I know that sounds really boring, but it's like the shish kebab. Is it shish kebab? All I can hear is Justin making fun of me because he likes how I say shish kebab. Kebab. Meat. So it's like pre-seasoned, and white sticky rice, which I love, jasmine rice. And then it has, hear me out, honey dressing for a salad on it. But it's so good. Honestly, where I'm struggling right now is probably with eating, just because when you eat food that you make, it is very hard to eat that many calories because they're like whole foods. I'm not talking about if I make noodles or mac and cheese, I guess I should say, or something like that. Like obviously that's gonna spike your calories like significantly, which is okay. Like have noodles. I'm just saying, like, your girl used to eat the whole box multiple times a week, which obviously we're not losing weight if you're doing that. what I was saying, especially with like protein intake, which my protein intake's pretty high. I'm at 155 grams per day. I normally hit around 160 though. I don't know why. I don't even know how I'm like managing to get over my protein, but here we are. And I explained this to Val, like with me waking up so late most days. It's late for me. I like to wake up at like 7. Yeah, it makes it very challenging to get all of your food in throughout the day because I have a lot of food to eat in a short period of time. But it will make a difference when I actually get my butt out of bed. I really want a nice alarm clock, but the only alarm clock that I know that's nice right now is the Hatch. And that is almost $200. Insanity. Like, I want it, obviously, but I feel like sometimes when you want something, it's hard to navigate between like a want and a need, and this is definitely a want. Unnecessary. Even though every single comment in the comment section and the reviews say that it's life-changing. I am choosing not to believe that. Something I haven't checked was my measurements. So I haven't measured myself for a check-in like a month and a half, maybe, and where I'm at. So what's funny is my measurements went up, but the scale went down, and I look better. So maybe Val was right, and I am gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. That practice is definitely achievable, but I feel like people think that it's achievable in the same way that losing weight quickly is. Like, you can't do it quickly. It takes a lot of consistency over a long period of time. Whereas if you wanted to just lose weight and not maintain muscle, then you would just be really skinny fat. I'm not coining that term. I'm saying it in a way that I feel like would make sense to consume. And I definitely did that. I was skinny fat. Oh my God, I'm so glad this came up organically in conversation. So when I tried to go into my first like cut, and then I think I went into 2 cuts, and both cuts I had the same results, I was so frustrated because I could not for the life of me understand why I was losing a bunch of weight, and I didn't like how I looked. Like, I just felt like I looked really thin, and I did look really thin, but I looked skinny fat. And at first this really pissed me off. Like, the idea that I was skinny fat really pissed me off because it kind of felt like I was accepting the narrative that I wasn't working hard, and I busted my butt in the gym. Like, I busted my butt in the gym. So when someone was like, oh, maybe you're just like skinny, like, oh yeah, you're skinny fat, or like, yeah, like muscle retention, or you don't have a lot of muscle, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How could I possibly not have muscle? All I do is eat protein and go to the gym. That's literally all I did. But my calories, every time I would hit a plateau, I would just keep going down. Keep going down. It was awful. I hated it. I got to a very low caloric number, very low. And my body just like gave up. I was so tired all the time. I vividly remember I used to go on daily walks in the middle of work, and I was like, I would just like lap the building. And I remember I was lapping the building with my coworker, and I looked at him and I was like, I feel so tired just from walking right now. I had no calories in me, no fuel. Yeah, it was just crazy because the only thing that I would adjust would be my calorie intake. So of course I was skinny fat. Of course you were. You didn't do anything different. I wasn't eating enough to maintain anything. And I think that my frame can hold a lot of muscle, so I'm not fixated on the scale at all. I just want to be able to fit into my clothes. Like, specifically my gym clothes. I have so much gym clothes, and some of them I just straight up don't fit into, and that's because I have a big back. I know the big back thing is like a trend right now. I have a big back, guys. Like, doesn't matter how much I weigh, my back, I swear, is like the largest width of my body. and so like when I gain weight, obviously like it'll just like add weight or like all around my chest, obviously. And so like some of my sports bras kill my traps. My point of saying that is like a lot of my stuff doesn't fit exactly how I would prefer it to fit, and I know that it'll fit down the line. And so like that's, I think, my primary goal is just feeling really good in the clothes that I do own. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this really fast. I have to go to the gym. I have to hurry up. By the time I get there, all the work people are gonna get off work, and I'm just gonna be screwed with how busy it is because it's my leg day. Let's hope not. I'm not gonna put that into the universe. It's gonna be quiet and fine and okay. Last thing. I really want to film my workouts again. That's how I built my community, and how like I found people that were like-minded and like doing the same things as me, and they like came for my fitness content and stayed because we were pals. And that's what I really love about social media. And I have been so in my head, like awfully in my head. I cannot for the life of me take my camera on and film. And I literally go to a filming gym. Like, no one would blink. No one would even look at me. And I'm just like falling apart over the idea of doing it. It's so silly. I'm And that's how I know that I'm not perfectly good up here. Not that everyone's ever perfectly good, but you get my gist. Like I'm like coasting at a lower level than I normally am, because I'm normally pretty shameless. I like do not care what people think about me, and I still feel that way when it comes to like a broader view. But if you give me a very like specific situation, it is the only thing I can think about, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I also feel like to get out of that, I need to work on exposure therapy and just get used to it again. Because again, like my gym is a gym where you can film. That's their spiel. That's the thing. That's their shtick. What's my shtick? Anyway, I'm gonna go. Get ready. And then I'm really excited because we are going to Boulder tomorrow to go to Justin's orientation, and I'm essentially the parent. At least that's what they called me in the email. They were like, "You were a student." And I was like, yes, I taught him everything he knows. It's early in the morning and we're gonna take a bus, which I've never taken a bus before. So I'm pretty excited. Yay, public transportation, so affordable. Now I'm just yapping, and I really, really, really need to chop. Good morning. We are heading out to Boulder. Here's a fit check. Amazon, I think this also went viral on TikTok. I love it. It's so warm. Aloe, Target, Carhartt. Ray-Ban. My extensions are Luxie hair, I think. This is the fit for the day. I feel Justin said I looked very hipster, and then we landed on Tech Bro. This is my student. And student, what are you going to school for?
Computer science.
Are you excited? Level 1 to 10.
8.
Really?
A little bit nervous.
Okay. There's an ice rink right there. I want to go ice skating. Shut up. So we just got done with orientation. Ditched orientation. Now we're going to walk his class schedule, then hopefully find something to eat. But if not, I am willing to take you wherever you want.
Thank you.
In Denver to celebrate. Just because we looked it up and it's not a 10 around here, which I'm kind of surprised.
Well,
but
which is fine because we pop back into Union Station, which is right next to Larimer Square. So it's like everything in its
oh my god,
there.
so true. I forgot. Yeah. We could just go to Larimer. So we're gonna walk campus and then get back on the bus. That is? Right. Perfect. Well, now we know where the bus station is. Okay, so we've been home for a bit. I don't know why, but I got this like deep-rooted need to tell y'all how excited I am about random stuff. So I bought, let me go get them. Okay, so hear me out. When I was a kid, I loved stuffed animals. Like I had way too many. Like my parents, kudos to you guys for letting me do that. I used to have like my entire bed was filled with stuffed animals, and not in a way that you're like, yeah, okay, kids have a lot of stuffed animals. No, like the only reason I fit in the bed was because I was tiny. So I think I had like a full-size bed, so that's pretty huge for a child. I'm saying this because I keep seeing this stuff all around that's like inner child, inner child, inner child, and allowing your inner child to come out. So I avoided it for a long time. I really did. And I'm not someone that likes to have things. So like I like to have things that are electronics or productive in a way, or it can be useful. But the second it just takes up space and there's really not a purpose, I tend to boot whatever it is. I did geek when I saw a gentleman holding this item in Target. And so I went the next day. It was like 2 days later, I think. I saw it on a Sunday. I went Tuesday and they didn't have it. And I was like, I was gonna get it. I was so sad. And then I went back again. I go to Target for grocery shopping, by the way. I'm not just like a Target frequent person, but we always make a lap around the store for steps purposes. So we're making our lap around the store and I look over and I see this, freak out. Like I literally like ran. They restocked it because it was nowhere to be found. He is a lobster roll. He's so cute. What's even better about him is I got up to the cash register and I knew that he was on sale because it said extra 15% off. What they failed to mention is that it was not only an extra 15% off, he was only $5. For this big old guy? Are you kidding? Meant to be. So anyway, that was the first thing that I was really excited about. So if you see his little antennas, that's what this is. Makes me really happy and brings me so much joy, and he's $5 and I just think that's so cool because I had a Starbucks. I had a gift card for Target that was $10. So he was basically free. The second thing that I think is so cool is there's a new movie called Hard Eyes coming out. And at first I was like, yes, Hard Eyes, Valentine's Day, fantastic. I was so excited. I love Valentine's Day. Love Valentine's Day. It's like Halloween, Valentine's Day, New Year's in terms of my favorite holidays. And so I was on TikTok and I was scrolling and it showed me the Hard Eyes trailer. And I was like, oh, perfect. So I'm watching it. Looks like a rom-com. I'm getting excited. Then, boom, slasher movie. A slasher Valentine's Day from the makers of Scream. It's like Cupid gave me my perfect gift. A slasher rom-com based on Valentine's Day. He is a serial killer just on Valentine's Day. So anyway, if that doesn't scream Danny, I don't know what does. But that's really it for the exciting stuff. But yeah, I am going to finish up working. I've been working for a bit now. And then I have actually quite a bit to do, so I'm gonna do all of that. And then we are going to go to a new pizza place that we like stumbled upon when we got pho the other day and use that as my free meal for the week. So we're gonna go to a place called, I think it's called White Pie. I keep calling it White Pizza. Might be White Pie. All I know is they have burrata on the menu and I love burrata. I'm really excited. And then I'm probably gonna make cupcakes for Justin to celebrate his orientation day. So we have chocolate cake mix, which I normally make chocolate cake. But I bought chocolate cake mix just in case I made a bad chocolate cake. Turns out it's probably one of my better cakes. I would say chocolate cake and carrot cake are like my top contenders for the #1 spot of cakes that I can make. And so I didn't end up needing it, but now that I have it, I was like, oh my god, I can make you this cake and then I could just make homemade icing. We're gonna end up going to White Pie and then coming home and making those cupcakes. Very excited. I also am gonna go to Safeway to make sure that I can get some type of like gold accent to put on top of the cake, because CU Boulder's colors are black, white, and gold. So the black is gonna be like the chocolate cupcake, the white's gonna be the icing, and then I need like something else. Justin said it wasn't a big deal, but it is. To properly celebrate. No half-assing around here. I'm gonna get to work. We are gonna get to work. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. I post twice a week. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.